Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your chemistry class. Hope all of you are fine and doing your job properly. Today I will discuss about separation techniques. Let's start the class. At first I will discuss about separation of homogeneous mixture. You know that homogeneous mixture is a mixture in which components are mixed so uniformly that the ratio of the components remain same in every proportion of homogeneous mixture. So from this mixture we can separate the components by evaporation process. Already you have known about this process, the process in which a liquid substance is converted into its gaseous state due to applying heat is called evaporation process. For example, in case of sugar water, salt water or glucose water solution, we can easily remove the water by evaporation process, and like this way we can separate solute and solvent from the mixture. Now follow the picture. We can do this process like this way. For this we have to use a evaporating basin. This is a basin made by china clay. Now what we have to do, at first we will take the solution in this basin and we will keep this basin on a tripod stand, and this is a wire gauze. And now when we will apply heat using Bunsen burner or spirit lamp, then what will happen? We know that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So when the temperature reaches at 100 degrees centigrade or above, then the water starts to boil and converted into its gaseous state. Here you can see the solvent vapor like this way, and when it converted into gaseous state, they goes up. That means they will remove from the mixture, and one time we will see there is not remaining any solvent particles, only solid particles will remain inside the basin. Like this way, by evaporation process we can separate the components from a homogeneous mixture. Also, by distillation process we can separate the components from a homogeneous mixture. What is distillation process? Actually, the process in which a liquid at first is converted into its gaseous state due to applying heat, that is evaporation process, and when that gaseous state is again converted into its liquid state due to cooling, that part is called condensation, and this total evaporation and condensation process together is called distillation process. That means distillation process is the combination of evaporation process and condensation process. Evaporation means liquid is converted into its gaseous state due to applying heat, and condensation means that gaseous state again come back to its liquid state due to cooling temperature. In case of homogeneous mixture of two liquids such as ethanol water or acetone water, this ethanol and acetone actually organic substances and liquid substances. So when we will make homogeneous mixture like this using two liquid substance, then we have to, due to separating them, we have to use this distillation process. Here we will just separate these two liquids. And also, if we want to prepare pure water from saline water means there is present salt or any impurities. So if we want to recover pure water from impure water or saline water, then we can also use this distillation process, because you know that the objective of this distillation process is to convert the water part into its liquid state. That means at first we will convert the liquid part into gaseous, then again we will convert it into its liquid state. So here water is not removed from the environment. Here we will recover the water also. So here, follow the picture. This is the arrangement of distillation process. Here this is a distillation flask, and inside this flask at first we will take the homogeneous mixture of water, ethanol or acetone water or saline water. At first we have to take the solution inside this distillation flask. Then this is a condenser. Follow here. A narrow pipe is passing through the condenser, and there are two pipes, inlet pipe, outlet pipe. What is the works of these two pipes? In this inlet pipe, actually using a rubber tube, we will add this inlet pipe with the tap water. So when we will open the tap water, then cold water will enter this condenser, and the temperature will decrease due to presence of this cooling water. And for this, when this cool water enters into the condenser and with the contact of vapor, then the water is converted into hot water, and from this outlet pipe the hot water will be drained. Like this way, the temperature of the vapor actually decreases. And when you know that according to kinetic molecular theory, when we cool the vapor or gaseous state, then it will come back again into its liquid state. So here that vapor, due to cooling temperature, again converted into liquid state and receives in this receiving flask or conical flask. So this is the actually distillation process. So at first we will take the solution here in this distillation flask, and then when we will applying heat, then at boiling temperature water starts to boil and converted into water vapor, and this water vapor goes through this condenser, passes through this condenser, and due to presence of cold water, this vapor again converted into liquid water and deposited in this conical flask. Like this way we will get here distilled water. That means this water is actually obtained through this distillation process. So like this way actually distilled water is also prepared from impure water. So like this way, by evaporation or by distillation process, we can separate the components from a homogeneous mixture. Now we will see the separation of heterogeneous mixture. Dear students, you know very well heterogeneous mixture. Actually, in the mixture the components are not mixed uniformly. So from this mixture we can easily separate the components by filtration process. This is a very simple process. Here the process in which solid particles are separated from the liquid solvent, not solvent, liquid substances through filter paper. For this its name is filtration process. What is filter paper? Filter paper is like a ordinary paper, round shape ordinary paper, but it is not actually ordinary paper. There is a mechanism is fixed with this paper. For this only liquid substances can pass through this paper, but not any insoluble solid particles can be passed through this paper. This is the mechanism actually of this filter paper. In case of solid liquid type heterogeneous mixtures such as sand water, mud water, or chalk powder water mixture, you know that this sand, mud or chalk powder, they are not soluble in water, so they are not homogeneous mixture or solution. They are actually heterogeneous mixture. So from this mixture we can easily separate them using this filtration process. Here actually the activity of filter paper like a strainer. After making tea, what we do? We strain the tea solution using a strainer, isn't it? So here filter paper just act as a strainer. Follow the picture. Here this is a funnel, and we use a funnel. We can use set this funnel using a stamp like this, and after the funnel, under the funnel we will keep here one beaker or any conical flask to receive the liquid particles. And here this is filter paper. Actually the filter paper is a round shape, but through folding that round shaped filter paper we will make it cone shape to place in a funnel. So after folding a filter paper in a cone shape, we will place it in a funnel, and now when we will pour our heterogeneous mixture, that is sand water mixture or mud water mixture, carefully, then what will happen? All the water particles are passes through the filter paper and gathered at this beaker, and the solute, insoluble solid particles are only remaining on this filter paper. They cannot be passed through the filter paper. So like this way, when all the water particles from the mixture are passes through the filter paper and collected in this beaker, then they will be successfully separate from each other. So like this way, by filtration process we can separate the components of heterogeneous mixture. Also the mixture in which iron is present, in this case by magnetization process we can separate them, because you know that iron is attracted by magnets. So if you are given any heterogeneous mixture of iron such as sand iron or sulfur iron or salt iron, etc., then you can easily separate iron from the mixture by using a magnet. Follow the picture. Here this is sulfur particles, yellowish color and grey colored iron fillings, that means small pieces of iron. So when we will mix them, then it will be a heterogeneous mixture of iron and sulfur. Now we can easily separate iron from this mixture by using a magnet, because when we will hold a magnet on the mixture or we will reach the magnet near about the mixture, then what will happen? All iron particles are attracted by the magnet and combined with the magnet, and like this way all iron particles will be separated from the mixture and only yellowish sulfur will remain in this mixing basin. So like this way we can easily separate iron from a heterogeneous mixture by magnetization process. Now also there are some heterogeneous mixture is prepared using two different liquids. Follow here, oil, water. Oil, we know that oil is not mixed with water, so they cannot be make a homogeneous mixture. They form a heterogeneous mixture because oil, water are not mixed with each other. So from this mixture we can easily separate oil and water by using separating funnel. Follow the picture. This apparatus is actually called separating funnel, and this is a stopcock. So easily handling this stopcock we can separate the components. At first we will take the oil water mixture in this funnel, then when and for the density difference, you know that oil is not mixed with water, and for high density oil is remaining upper level, and for low density water is remaining lower level. So when we will open the stopcock, then the water from the lower level is fallen through this narrow end of the separating funnel and receiving in this conical flask. So when all the waters coming through this narrow end, then we have to be careful here. When all the water reaches in this portion, then we will close the stopcock. Then water will passes separate from the mixture successfully, and only oil particles are remaining inside the funnel. Like this way very easily we can separate oil and water from a mixture using this separating funnel. So my dear students, I hope you can easily understood the separation techniques, but also I will show here those experiments which I have discussed still now. So follow the experiments carefully. Solution. Solution is actually mixture of two or more substances. That means in a solution, solute and solvent are present, and also two or more liquid substance make a solution. For example, ethanol and water. Now, how can we separate the solutions? Follow here. Salt or solid particle dissolve in solution, then due to heat, that means by evaporation process, we can easily remove solvent from solute. And in case of two liquids, we know that they have a boiling point difference, and water boils at 100 degrees centigrade and ethanol boils at 78 degrees centigrade. So by distillation process we can easily separate them. You know that ethanol boils at 78 degrees centigrade. So at 78 degrees centigrade, ethanol vapor passes through this condenser, and then as ethanol liquid collected this beaker. So this is the distillation process, and like this way we can separate homogeneous mixture. Now we will see the separation of heterogeneous mixture. You know that heterogeneous mixture, their mixtures are not mixed properly. That means uneven composition. So for example, iron plus sulfur. So by using magnet we can easily separate iron fillings from the sulfur powder. Only you sulfur remaining now. And also you know that salt is dissolved in water but sand is not dissolved. So how can we separate the mixture of salt and sand? Can you think how can we separate them, salt and sand? Yes, we can easily separate them because salt is dissolved in water but sand is not dissolved. So to make this, at first we will add, then we will filter the mixture. So here salt water solution will be fallen down, and as residue sand particles will remain on the filter paper, and here will be as filtrate there will be gathered salt water solution. Now sand is already separated and salt water, by evaporation process salt water will be separated, water will be removed from there. Now in case of immiscible liquids, that is oil and water, using separating funnel we easily separate the water from the mixture. So like this way, using different techniques we can separate the components from homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Now my dear students, I will discuss about crystallization process. This is also a separation process. There are some crystalline substances such as salt, sugar. You have seen they are crystalline substance. That means they are not like powder type substance. They have a nice geometrical crystal shape. But when we prepare a mixture, homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture, using this crystalline substance adding with water, then when these crystalline substances are dissolved in water, then what will happen? The crystal form of those substances are actually destroyed and they are converted into powder form, because when we remove water from the mixture, then we will get powder form salt or sugar, not crystal form. So here actually crystal form is destroyed. But through this process, crystallization process, we can separate crystalline substance from the mixture as crystals. Actually this crystallization process is also the formation of crystal or separation process as crystal form from the mixture. Follow this. The process in which crystalline substance is prepared from its concentrated solution due to applying heat is called actually crystallization process. So how can we do this process? Follow the picture. At first we have to prepare a concentrated solution of crystalline substance. For example, you want to make a sugar crystals. So at first you have to prepare a homogeneous mixture of sugar water solution, and for this you have to add more amount of sugar, that means concentrated solution. Then you will heat this concentrated sugar water solution, and by evaporating some waters the solution becomes more concentrated, isn't it? Now when you keep this solution for cool at rest for some days, then there will be formed nice crystals, and this process is known as crystallization process. Very simple process, just you have to make a concentrated solution of crystalline substance, then you have to evaporate some solvents and it converted into more concentrated solution. Then when we will keep the solution at rest for cooling for some days, then there is formed nice crystals. I will also show you here the process of the materials. We need these materials for doing this experiment. At first we will add 3 or 4 cups of water, then we will start on the burner. Then what will happen? Water will boil, isn't it? Water is boiling here. Here I was boiling. Now we will add 2 cups sugar. Follow here, in 3 cups water we add 2 cups sugar. So no doubt this is a concentrated sugar water solution. Now we will stir in the solution to dissolve the sugar particles in water, and we will boil this. After sometimes we will boil the solution sometimes. Then after boiling sometimes we will stop the burner, and for cooling 5 or 10 minutes we rest it. Now we will pour this solution in a beaker, and we will here we will add a wood piece. Here actually we add this wood piece for growing big crystals or uniform crystals or more crystals on this wooden piece as a support. We use any other things also we can use here. And now after covering the solution we will wait. Over here their nice crystals are growing. In 4 days this is condition, at day 5, 6 like this, and this is actually time consuming. Several days are needed to form nice crystals. Follow here, nice crystals are already formed inside the solutions. Now follow properly. Nice sugar crystals are already formed here. Follow this. What a nice crystal, geometrical shape of crystals are already formed. So now we will already get, we can observe also geometric structure. So this is the crystallization process by which this crystals we can prepare also. You can make sugar candy at home from the sugar water solution, or different candy you can prepare. So like this way crystallization process actually done. So my dear students, I hope you can clearly understand the different separation techniques. So now you will take the proper preparation about this lesson. Following your book also, you will read your book properly, and if you have any confusion about these techniques, so please share with me. So today up to this, and in next class I will come back with a new topic. So be well.